"Oh, no. It's paining me. Stop. Remove it, please." What age should children own a phone? This story will make you think twice. In a bustling compound in the heart of Lagos, two families shared more than just a boundary. They shared a bond as deep as family. Mama Ada and Mama Tunde were neighbors whose homes stood side by side. Their parenting styles couldn't be more different, yet their friendship was unshakable. Mama Ada, a strict disciplinarian, believed in rules and structure, while Mama Tunde, gentle and laid back, preferred a more relaxed approach. Both women were market traders, spending long hours away from home to support their families. This left their children, Ada Obi and Tunde, to grow up together as close as siblings. At 12 years old, Ada Obi and Tunde were inseparable. They shared secrets, worked on homework, and spent their days playing games in the dusty compound. Their laughter was a melody of youth, a bright contrast to the bustling chaos of Lagos life. But one evening, everything began to change. "Mama, I need a phone," Tunde declared at dinner. Mama Tunde paused mid-bite, her brow furrowing. "A phone, Tunde? Don't you think you're too young for that?" "Mama, all my classmates have one," Tunde argued, his big, hopeful eyes pleading with her. "It's not just for games. I can use it to study too." Mama Tunde sighed, unsure if he was ready for such responsibility. She decided to set a challenge. "If you come first in your class this term, I'll buy you a phone. But only if you prove you deserve it." Ernie's determination lit up his face. From that moment, he studied harder than ever before. Even Adeobi noticed the change. "You're really serious about this phone, huh?" she teased one evening. "You'll see," Tunde replied confidently. When the term ended, Tunde proudly presented his report card. "Mama, look, first position." True to her word, Mama Tunde bought him a sleek new smartphone. It was more advanced than Tunde had dreamed, and he couldn't contain his excitement. Ada Obi shared in his joy, and the phone became their new source of entertainment. Together they watched videos, played games, and explored the internet. But one quiet afternoon, curiosity led them down a dangerous path. While their mothers were at the market, Tunde sat in his room scrolling through his phone. Adeobi watched over his shoulder. "What's this?" Tunde asked, clicking on a strange app. The screen filled with unusual thumbnails, nothing like the cartoons and games they enjoyed. Out of curiosity, Tunde tapped on a video. It showed adults behaving in ways neither child understood. "What are they doing?" Adobe whispered, her voice barely audible. Tunde frowned. "I think it's something adults do. I've heard older boys talk about this." Obi's face flushed. "Should we be watching this? It feels wrong." Tunde shrugged. "It's just a video. We're not doing anything bad." But deep down, unease crept into both of them. The mystery was compelling, and they couldn't look away. From that day, their afternoons changed. Whenever their mothers were away, they locked themselves in Tunde's room, exploring the forbidden world on his phone. Their once innocent laughter gave way to hushed whispers and nervous giggles. Over time, their secret began to strain their friendship. One day, Adeobi hesitantly asked, "Do you think we should try what we've been watching?" Tunde froze. "No, Adeobi. That's not a good idea." "Well, not," she insisted. "It might help us understand better." Reluctantly, Tunde agreed, but their first attempt ended quickly when Adeobi felt pain and ran out of the room, crying. Days passed in silence. Tunde wanted to apologize but didn't know how. Finally, Adeobi approached him. "I'm sorry. Let's just forget it happened." Though they mended their friendship, a seed of unease had been planted. Weeks later, Adeobi surprised Tunde again. "We should try it one more time." "No," Tunde said firmly. "I don't think it's right." "Please," Adeobi pleaded. "I need to understand." Against his better judgment, Tunde agreed. One afternoon after school, they decided to stay behind in an empty classroom. Just as they were about to act, footsteps echoed in the corridor. "Someone's coming," Tunde whispered, grabbing at Adeobi's arm. They bolted in opposite directions, their hearts racing. It was the school security guard, but he hadn't seen them. At home that evening, they decided to try again, this time in Tunde's room. They locked the door, their nerves on edge. Suddenly, the front door creaked open. "Tunde, are you home?" Mama Tunde's voice rang out. Panic set in as they scrambled to compose themselves. Mama Tunde knocked on the door. "Why is this door locked?" When she entered, suspicion clouded her face. "What's going on here?" Under her firm gaze, Tunde and Adaobi confessed everything. Mama Tunde was devastated. She immediately called Mama Ada, who was equally shocked. "This is Adoberi's fault," Mama Ade exclaimed. "No, they're both responsible," Mama Tunde replied. "We need to address this together." When the mothers sat the children down, explaining the dangers of the content they had been watching, they decided to seek professional counseling for both children. The therapy sessions helped Adoibi and Tunde understand the consequences of their actions and the importance of making better choices. But the bond between the families was irreparably strained. Mama Ada decided to relocate, hoping to give Adaobi a fresh start. As the moving truck pulled away, Tunde watched with a mix of sadness and relief. He had learned a hard lesson, one that would stay with him forever. Moral of the story: parents must spend quality time with their children, guide them about responsible phone use, and monitor their exposure to content online. A phone is a powerful tool, but it should only be given to a child who is mature enough to handle it responsibly. What age do you think is appropriate for a child to own a phone? Share your thoughts in the comments. What steps can parents take to ensure their children use phones responsibly? How much supervision should parents provide when their kids are exploring the internet? Should schools play a role in teaching students about digital safety and online behavior? Why or why not? What are some warning signs that a child might be accessing harmful content online? How can parents balance giving children independence while ensuring their safety? What are some effective alternatives to giving children phones at a young age? If you were Mama Ada or Mama Tunde, how would you have handled the situation differently? Do you think removing phones entirely is a good solution, or should the focus be on teaching moderation and responsibility? What age were you when you first got a phone, and how did it shape your habits? How can parents and children build trust to discuss sensitive issues like this without fear of punishment? Should there be mandatory parental controls on all devices marketed to children? Why or why not? How can communities help educate families about the risks of unsupervised internet access? Do you think relocating like Mama Ada did was the right decision for Adaobi? Why or why not?